is up, bros? I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This week on the podcast, we got a couple new things to talk about with 4K Spotlight. Two, in fact, neither of them I have seen. Well, I will admit...
We really need to narrow it down to shit that we have seen.
Well, I mean, I feel that with 4K Spotlight, it's okay if we haven't seen it. We're just letting people know that, hey, if you did like this movie or you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it, it's out on physical media tomorrow. So I think 4K Spotlight is an exception with that.
All right, I'll give you that.
And then after that, with Through the Wall, we got some exciting stuff to talk about for what happens after this episode's release. So that's going to be fun. Excuse me. Oh, my God.
Freaking rude. Freaking coughing. Freaking.
I'm sorry.
What was that, a burp?
It was. And I'm sorry. God, calling me out.
I am calling you out.
Yeah. God, he's such an asshole. Anyway, so we'll be talking about Jesus. Oh my good hell. That's what we'll be talking about Through the Wall. And then after that, we'll be moving on to our headliner of the God, what is wrong with my voice? Okay. After that, we'll be moving on to our headliner of the evening, which will be our breakdown of Five Nights at Freddy's. Shut up, Caleb.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I swear to God, if I'm getting sick, dude, I'm going to lose my shit.
That would blow.
Very much. Anyway, Caleb, do you want to get started?
I would say yes. Let's do it.
Hey, it's Mikey T.
And Grant.
And Billy.
And we are the Failing Hollywood Podcast. And you are listening to the All Bros Podcast, the best movie podcast that is not us.
Yeah, second best. Second best.
Yeah, second best. They got
don't say best.
They got some decent reviews.
If you start lying to the audience right away, they're not going to buy anything you say.
I mean, but they have awesome mediocre views on movies.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
So keep listening for more of that.
All right, so starting out, God, dude, I feel that my voice is going to sound like this the whole episode, and I'm very sorry if that is the case.
Oh, shit.
Why you say it like that? Is it
no, because your voice sounds fine, but if you're coughing all the time, I'm going to freaking punch you in the throat.
I'm not going to cough, okay? I'm only coughing to clear my throat, but it's not really doing anything, so I don't think I'm going to need to cough a lot, okay?
You better freaking not.
God, he puts the podcast above my health. Wow. I feel the love there.
You got to do what you got to do, Rose.
I mean, fair, but considering that we've been bros longer than the All Bros has existed, I think that you'd care more about me just a little bit.
There's a standard of quality that we have to maintain.
All right, I can accept that. All right. God, he's such a freaking asshole.
I deny nothing.
I'm sure I'm sure you don't. I wouldn't either. But anyway, moving on to 4K Spotlight. There we go. Sorry, thank you. So we got two new releases coming out this week. First up, we got The Nun 2. Which I have, like I pointed out when we first started, I haven't seen either of these movies. This is the one that I actually do want to see because I saw the first one, wasn't a huge fan of it. Maybe it's because I didn't have a great theater experience with it. Basically, we're gonna get a little deep here. Basically, I took a girl to go see this for her birthday because she was a huge Nun fan. Not this one, the first one. And it was not until after I dropped her off, even though it seemed like we were we had been out on a couple dates. It kind of seemed that maybe things were starting to get serious. right as I'm about to drop her off, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Jonathan, I have a boyfriend." Like, you couldn't have told me this before we were starting to get like actually like serious about a relationship. Okay, all right, that's cool. Thanks,
Bro.
dude. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. That. So yeah,
What in the actual?
Yeah. So
Why'd she agree to go on the basically date with you?
I have no idea. Apparently, I guess her boyfriend wasn't meeting all of her needs, but then she's like, I don't know, Jonathan's kind of boring, so never mind, I'll stick with him.
Dude, what the?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, that's my story with the first nun. That was, like I said, that was fun.
Fun's a strong word. Holy shit.
A living hell. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Well, I guess any single people out there
Okay,
that like Rose.
No. Don't make me sound desperate like that.
No, that is some bullshit, bro. That is some just straight up garb. Like what a bitch.
Right? Right? Oh, yeah, dude.
What
dude, she is like one of the like biggest girls that like fucked with my brain so bad that like it took me a while to like bounce back from that. And this was, God, I forget when the first Nun came out. I think like 2018. It took me a while. Because she was like one of the first girls that like I thought I could actually have a serious relationship with, and lo and behold, that didn't work out.
Evidently, holy shit!
Right?
Like, what was the deal? Like, were intentions clear? Like,
I thought that she never mentioned at all that she had a boyfriend. Was not mentioned at all.
So what happened on that date that made her be like, "Oh yeah, guess what?" Like I could see that happening like before. I could see that maybe happening like after the first date, but like what?
Because as I was dropping her off, we kissed, and so after we kissed, she told me.
What the, dude? What? Dude, I don't even want to talk about the movie anymore. What the shit?
Yes, let's dive into Rose's past trauma.
Holy shit, dude, that's jacked up. So okay, so
he's really invested in this.
Like, this is boggling my mind. So,
oh shit!
Hold on, let me get this timeline straight. You guys went on a date, did whatever,
and
it went well enough where a second date was discussed.
So this is basically how it went, and I have really bad experiences with this. Basically, well, not really, not bad experiences. She was the only bad experience. I met her at work. You know what? Sometimes it works out, but sometimes it doesn't. Like they say, don't date your coworkers. But so yeah, I met her at work. We started chit chatting. After a couple weeks, I asked her out. She agreed. We went on one date. What did we? I think we had like a picnic in the park. That went well.
Classy.
Thank you. Second date, I took her bowling. And then her birthday was her third date, going to see the Nun. And so, and even like during this time, we're talking a lot. We're like she was going to UVU, so like we would like do homework together, stuff like that. So like it seemed like like things were like maybe starting to go somewhere. So I asked her like, oh hey, what do you want? Like if you wanted to do anything on your birthday, like what would you want to do? And she's like, oh, I really want to go see the new Nun movie. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, do you want me to take you? I'd be happy to. And she's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be really, like a really fun birthday date. I'm like, okay, great. So take her to go see that. We get a little because we saw like an afternoon showing, so we got lunch before. And so we go see the movie. I take her back home because she had plans with her family that night for her birthday. And because I felt that things were, going somewhere, I kissed her. And then she dropped that.
Wait, you went like, how did that happen? Did you just like, did you take 100% or like, how did that, what'd you do, Rose?
No, it was 100%.
You went 100?
Yeah.
So you sprung it on her?
Yeah. Was I in the wrong?
I will say that going 100 for the first is a little.
Well, okay. What do you mean by 100?
It's bold. Like,
what do you mean by 100?
No, like did you? No,
like I'm the first person that like it seems like we're both going, or like I'm the only one. Like, are you because I'm just talking like a quick peck on the lips, like not like a full makeout session here.
No. I didn't expect like that to be the case.
Oh, okay.
What I mean by going 100%, like, have you seen Hitch?
Not in a long time.
Okay, so what I mean by going 100%, like if this one's you going all the way instead of like here and then letting her like close the gap. So did you just boom like spring that on her, or was there like what happened?
I love how we're freaking telling this with fingers.
Dude,
this is
promise you, dude. I doubt anyone gives a flying shit about the Nun right now. Anyone who's listening to this, like, let us know. But I highly doubt anyone gives a flying shit about the Nun.
They're just like, get back to the freaking movie. I want to hear about all the additions. I feel like me personally, from what I'm remembering, because this was years ago, like I started to instigate it, but it's not like she like backed away. It seemed like she did start to give in. I did go in slowly.
Okay. Did she just like stand there?
Yeah.
So she didn't go towards.
No, I guess not.
She still sucks. 3 dates before she told you about a boyfriend? What the hell was up with that?
Her boyfriend was scary as fuck too.
Her boyfriend could go suck a fat one. Like, actually, that's not true. That's not true. He deserves better than that. That's some horse shit.
Yeah.
Okay, like I would say this, like first date, picnic in the park, that screams romantic interest.
Thank you.
Like, and then bowling, that's just more like get to know you stuff. So I'd say, I mean, that doesn't scream romantic interest as strongly as picnic. But Fair. Then, hey, I want to take you out for your birthday. That also kind of screams romantic interest. I don't know what game she was playing, but she can go jump in a creek.
She was playing a game that really like fucked with my mind. That's what game she was playing.
That is some horse shit.
Yeah.
That is some straight up horse shit. So did she spring that on you like as you were taking her home or right after the kiss?
It's right after the kiss.
Were you guys equals at work?
Yes. What? No, I was technically above her, but in different departments.
Okay, different. So you weren't in her like chain of command at all?
No, huh?
Okay. Still shitty.
Yeah. So that's my story with the first Nun. That Caleb, I didn't think Caleb was going to be that invested. Holy shit! But that was funny as hell.
Dude, I think you might have like brought this story up. I don't think we've ever done like a deep dive into it like that.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
If we have, then sorry for making you relive all that, but
nah, dude, it's all good. Hey, it's in the past. I've learned from it. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't talk to her anymore. Like, honestly, like,
I would hope not, Rose.
no, yeah, that's fair.
I know she'll never listen to this, so
I sure as hell hope not.
So I know whoever you are, I hope you're having a horrible day.
Damn. Wow. You know, Caleb, her mother passed away a couple of years ago. Are you sure you want to say that?
Like when?
Like a couple of years ago? Like I think 2 years ago?
I'm not sorry for your loss.
Jeez. Wow.
You don't freaking do my bro dirty like that, you wench.
Yeah, dude, I really hope that she doesn't listen to this.
I hope she does.
I hope she does not.
I will personally tag her in this. I don't give a flying shit.
You don't even know her name, and I will never tell you her name.
Fine, I'll just go through every freaking woman on your friends list on Facebook.
Joke's on you. She's blocked. She's not a friend anymore.
Damn it.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a needle in a haystack.
Just wait. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play the long game here. I'm gonna we'll post this episode in like a few. Hell, it might even be like 6-7 months down the line. I'll bring this story up again. Be like, what was her name again? And then make you think that you told me. And then she's getting tagged.
You're an asshole.
It's like we're skipping that week, recording that week, being like, hey, throwback episode. It's just gonna be this part of the episode.
Oh, you were such an ass.
Yeah. Well, she freaking wicked witch of the West.
Oh man. Anyway, The Nun 2, guys. For any of you that are still paying attention to 4K Spotlight.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions of this. Freaking like The Nun can go suck a fat one too. I'm just pissed. I'm just pissed at everyone now.
Calm down, Caleb. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. All right. So like I said, The Nun 2. Definitely want to check this one out because I heard that it was a lot better than the first one. Which I feel has been like not like a common occurrence with horror movies recently, but like I feel that there have been some like rare gems up here, just like, oh yeah, the sequel is like miles better than the first one. Because I remember when Ouija came out, everyone absolutely hated that movie. Don't blame them. That movie was absolute garbage. But the second one, Ouija, I think Origin of Evil, people said that was actually a genuinely good horror movie. People had a really good time with that one. So it seems like The Nun 2 might be the same case as Ouija Origin of Evil. We'll see. But I definitely want to check this one out soon. So this is the 4K cover, which looks great. I mean, I don't love the whole 100 thing that Warner Brothers did. I get why they had to do it, but I don't love it. Here, I think it kind of looks cool. It works.
They should have gone like with a darker theme.
No, I agree.
Or just like a darker, kind of like what they did with Barbie. Like it kind of made the colors match.
If I were them, I would have done everything that's gold. They should have done white, like they do with regular 4K covers. But
I would have gone like a dark gray and then done everything else in black.
Okay.
Or just mute all the colors so it doesn't, because right now it stands out like a freaking sore thumb. Like it almost feels like it doesn't belong there.
No, that's fair. That's a good point. So that's the 4K cover, and then the Blu-ray cover, shocker, is the exact same.
Lame and lazy.
That's fair. I have a feeling though, there's no exclusives for this release. Although I have a feeling that it's probably going to be a freaking Evil Dead Rise situation to where like a couple months later the 4K steelbook comes out, because that's exactly what happened with Evil Dead Rise, and I'm glad that I waited on that because god damn, that steelbook is beautiful. So if that's the case, then I will just watch The Nun 2 on Max and wait to pick up my physical version of The Nun 2. And next up, we have The Equalizer, which I haven't seen either of the previous two, nor do I have any interest in seeing this third one. I love Denzel. He's a great actor, but I don't know. These films just don't interest me. What about you?
Same. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of one of them that like it kind of keeps popping up on my on all my feeds, really. Like it pops up on my TikTok every once in a while, pops up on my Instagram every once in a while. Like, and it's intriguing, so it's like I might check out the one that keeps popping up. But yeah, I mean, I kind of have the same feeling with The Equalizer that I do about like Taken.
See, I actually enjoyed the Taken movies. Those are fun.
I'm like meh about it.
I mean, honestly, that's I look at the Taken movies. I think the reason why I can enjoy the Taken movies, it's because it was before the whole like, oh, Liam Neeson having to save someone got like really tiresome and boring. Because I feel the original Taken is actually still very, very good. And it's like one of his best performances. But like yeah, ever since then, like the whole Liam Neeson has to save someone trope, it's been done to death.
Yeah. Dude, he needs to get thrown in more comedies. Like I think he freaking rocks comedies.
Oh, dude, I agree. Absolutely agree. Sorry. So that's the 4K cover. We got the Blu-ray cover. Shocker, it's the exact same because, studio got a studio. But there are two exclusives. First up, we got this Steelbook. I don't know if this is going to be exclusive to Best Buy. I'm going to assume, but it didn't showcase that it's going to be exclusive anywhere. So you might be able to get it at Best Buy, Amazon, all those places. Which, I mean, it's cool. It doesn't match the other two Steelbooks that they did for the first two, which is
I'm going to go back real quick. Dude, that doesn't even look like... I mean, it looks like... It looks like a really heavily photoshopped version of Denzel.
That's fair. Yeah.
Interesting. But, I mean, cool cover, I guess.
I actually think the Walmart cover is the coolest. And if I were to actually get this movie, I would do this one.
That one's not bad.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Dude, what's throwing me off is the damn, like, the title. Like, having that black strip to show, like, the Equalizer. Like, what?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Yeah, so if you guys want to pick up either The Nun 2 or The Equalizer 3, comes out tomorrow. So, yeah, that's it for 4K Spotlight.
All right. Well, moving on.
Moving on to Through the Wall. First up, we got some exciting news to talk about. Very soon, or Caleb, were you going to say something else?
No, about the movies, no. Like 4K, no. But yeah, I was just going to say with this, it's more like we're going to talk about it a little bit more next week too.
Okay.
So
do you want me to bring it up this week?
No, we can bring it up this week because this gets released right after, or I think it gets released the day before.
The day before we film the episode, or wait, no.
So it gets.
All right,
let me check. Okay, so
this
is
gets 298, right?
Yes, this is 298.
Okay.
So we'll record 299 on the day. So this gets released the day before.
Okay, so we're kind of jumping all around. So next Tuesday, next Tuesday, we will be filming episode 299, but it is also the 6th birthday of the All Bros. I can't believe that we've been doing it for this long. That is freaking insane. Never thought that we'd honestly be doing it for 6 freaking years. That is absolutely insane. It's awesome. Like, it's been one hell of a ride, and I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah,
but
I'm
just
with you there.
6 freaking years. But yeah. And then, of course, to, celebrate, we'll be doing something big for 300. Still haven't decided yet, but we'll make sure that it's a fun episode.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Like, we have no idea what still.
No.
I've been bouncing around a few ideas, but it's just 300's hard, dude.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I agree.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So just heads up for you guys, and we'll talk about it also again next week. But yeah, so next week, All Bro's 6th birthday. Hell yeah.
Whoop.
Then the only other thing that we want to talk about with Through the Wall, we got our first teaser trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which, oh my God, I'm so excited for. Because I thought it was going to be a complete reboot at first of the franchise, but no, this takes place years after the reign of Caesar, and it's actually Caesar's son Cornelius taking over, and just bit humans have gone back in evolution. Basically, they're cavemen once again, and just apes rule it all. And it's really freaking cool to see. Dude, like the freaking stop motion animation, or sorry, it's not stop motion.
I was going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
Sorry, the motion capture animation looks just as good as always. It looks just as good as the previous trilogy. I'm going to compare that stop motion. God damn it, the motion capture quality just from the trailer, I would say, to the quality of the previous one, War for the Planet of the Apes. I mean, we don't see a lot in this trailer. We just really see what Cornelius has been up to, and I don't know if that. So the one I forget what species he is.
The orangutan.
Yeah, is that supposed to be Maurice?
That I don't know. I always thought Maurice was like way older than.
That's If that is Maurice and he talks that much now, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I kind of hope it's a new ape.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because if that's the case, then Cornelius is the only one that is translating from this previous ape trilogy to this one. Freaking the sets look amazing. The effects look incredible. I know you just watched the trailer probably 20 minutes ago. Are you? And I know you've only seen it once, but do you recall what the ape shouts at the end towards the crowd? Do you remember what he says?
I don't know. Just something about it being a good day, or a blessed day, or something along those lines.
I think it's a blessed day. Freaking very interested to see how his character evolves, how it's going to be in this one. I'm freaking excited. I mean, I know Matt Reeves isn't directing these new ones. I'm saddened by, but I think that they are going to still deliver a great apes film, and it's going to. I feel it's going to compare well to the trilogy we got. The trilogy that capped off 6 years ago, which that is freaking insane that it's been that long. So,
dude, no joke. I feel like this, is this confirmed trilogy, or?
I don't think it's confirmed. Let me check.
So I'm guessing it's going to be really dependent on whether or not this does well.
Yeah, which, I mean, I hope it does, because I know War for the Planet of the Apes didn't do so hot.
Yeah, I would really like to see this become a new trilogy, just to see, because if this is going to be the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, then I'd like to see there's probably going to be conflict between two rival tribes of apes and like all this other good stuff, or maybe like humans are making a comeback, or just something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like maybe it very well could be that humans are just like de-evolving, and like I personally would think it would be really interesting to see what comes like from this in terms of like the stories that they could tell, because like this could just be an ape-based like war story, and I'd be all down for that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like maybe like a struggle for power, and you said it was his son Cornelius.
That's what I've seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see what comes of this. I Planet of the Apes is one that I felt like I slept on for a really long time. In terms of like, I didn't watch it very heavily until you kind of like got me into it.
Yeah.
So this is probably one that I'm gonna binge the first 3 before I go check this one out.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like so Disney does plan to turn this into a trilogy.
Sweet. You say Disney?
So it says in June of 2022, it was reported that Disney and 20th Century Studios planned for Kingdom to be the first of a new trilogy of Planet of the Apes films.
Oh, okay. I always forget about freaking Disney buying out Fox, because I was like, wait, what the hell? Okay, I that tracks. That's cool. I'm excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, me too. All right. Even though it's the teaser trailer, what is your excitement level?
Right now, I think I'm at a 6. I think
Okay.
I need a little bit more to get like real hyped, but this is one that I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on.
Hell yeah. Personally, I'm at an 8.
Fair.
But yeah, very, very excited. All right. Well, moving on. That's that's all we got for Through the Wall. So moving on. God, jeez, Louise. Caleb, what do you say we jump into our headliner of the evening?
I say, let's do it.
All right, so before we jump into our headliner of the evening, we got to, of course, talk about our question of the week that we answered. We posted a poll to see which Five Nights at Freddy's, wow. Which member of I'm going to call them the Core 4. Which member of the Core 4 Five Nights at Freddy's characters was your favorite? There was literally no love for Chica. What up with that? I thought Chica was a fan favorite, but apparently not.
I thought Freddy would have taken this by a freaking landslide.
I'm honestly shocked how little people not like Freddy, but a lot of people I know Freddy is never their top pick.
That's freaking crazy. I mean, because Freddy's my top pick.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I freaking love how he looks. And yeah, if we're talking Core 4, I think overall favorite I might have to give to Springtrap. I love how he looks.
Wait. Springtrap's not part of the Core 4?
I know he's not part of the Core 4.
Oh,
I'm just saying overall.
Oh, okay.
I would give it to Spring, but if we're talking Core 4, then I'm giving it to Freddy.
Okay.
But yeah, so the polls in this were quite interesting. So technically speaking, Chica didn't get any votes.
Little tear.
Yeah, right? So, the only vote that Chica got was technically it went to Cupcake. And the reason I counted it under Chica was because they're kind of like a package deal, I would say.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so that's why I threw it to Chica. So Chica got absolutely no love.
So sad.
Yeah, and then so she was number 4. Number 2 was Freddy, who
number 3.
Oh yeah, number 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So number 3 went to Freddy with 2 votes.
Damn.
Yeah, and again, this is another technicality because Freddy only got 1 real vote. But the other vote that went to Freddy went to Golden Freddy. And so I was like, technically that counts as Freddy. So
yeah.
So yeah, the top or the number 2 position went to Bonnie. Bonnie got lots of freaking love.
Bonnie's the best.
Yeah, so Bonnie came out to 10 votes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then Foxy barely jumped ahead, sitting at 12.
Okay, damn, yeah, that's really close.
Yeah, super freaking close. A lot of them, like a lot of the duos that I found, like on YouTube, it happened to Foxy and Bonnie. A lot of people said Foxy and Bonnie. Those were like the 2 main ones.
I mean, I'll fully admit I wish Bonnie would have got number 1 because, he's my favorite, but I'll accept that he's number 2.
Yeah.
Because Foxy is cool as fuck.
True that. I will say this, Foxy, and we'll talk about it, had one of the best transitions in this movie.
Dude.
To freaking holy shit.
That was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
So freaking cool.
But yeah, so let's see. I'm just looking to see if there were any there was 1 vote for Optimus Prime that I don't understand. But yeah, everyone else, it was like Bonnie, Foxy, Bonnie, Foxy. The one that suggested to build a fort. So was that Bonnie? Like who?
I thought it was the little girl that suggested a fort.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But
Abby. Yeah, I thought it was Abby that suggested.
Yeah. So I still gave that one to Bonnie because I feel like Bonnie was the highlight of that scene.
Seriously.
But yeah. It's funny. There's this other this person whose username is Phase Bonnie, who said Foxy.
Picked the wrong team, man.
Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, Foxy, but Bonnie's a close second. Freddy and Foxy, Bonnie, Foxy a definite close second.
I still can't put no love for Chica. Wow.
I know, not a single vote.
Yeah.
The only reason Chica got counted was because of who said it? Let me see if I can find their comment. Oh, Angel Ramos 1241 who said Cupcake.
Yeah.
And so
she got it from a technicality.
Yep.
All right. Damn, guys.
Freaking wild results with that
Dude,
one.
straight up. Well, yeah, so I think that that's all we got for question of the week. Thank you for everybody that answered. We really appreciate it, guys. But let's get on to this headliner of the evening. But before we do that, Caleb, do you want to let people know how we break down movies on this podcast?
I would love to. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, typically character development, but with this being a horror movie, we're going to be discussing the logic. We also talk about the effects. We discuss the music, as well as the costumes, and then we give it our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and spit through our algorithm and give us a letter grade to compare this movie to others of a similar grade. It also gives us a percentage that really doesn't matter quite as much as people might think it does, at least as much of a big of a deal as we make it out to be. But we think it's fun to see where these end up ranking.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, if you have not seen Five Nights at Freddy's, we are giving you an official spoiler alert. You can go check this movie out on streaming. It is available on Peacock right now. You can also go check it out in theaters. Is one of those, and we are very happy that we went to go see it in theaters. But yeah, we are giving you your spoiler warning now. So if you decide to listen past this point and anything is spoiled for you, it's your own damn fault.
Exactly. All right.
So with that, it comes our favorite segment that we like to call Reading with Rose.
At Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a once successful but now abandoned family entertainment center, a night security guard desperately attempts to flee from an unseen force but is captured and strapped to a torture device which mutilates his face and kills him. Sometime later, mall security guard Mike Schmidt is fired after assaulting a negligent father whom he mistook for a kidnapper. Mike's career counselor, Steve Raglan, offers him a job as a night guard at the restaurant. Though initially reluctant, Mike accepts after social services threaten to take custody of his younger sister Abby and pass her over to their estranged Aunt Jane, who desires the custody's monthly payments. During his first night on the job, Mike falls asleep and dreams about his brother Garrett's kidnapping. He meets 5 children who witness the crime but who run away when he approaches them. On the second night, Mike has the same dream, but when he attempts to confront one of the children, he is attacked, causing him to awaken. Mike meets police officer Vanessa Shelley, who notices his wounds and applies bandages to them. Vanessa shows Mike around the restaurant and tells him that it closed during the 1980s after 5 children were murdered there, but the suspect nor the victims' bodies were never found. Meanwhile, Jane hires a gang which includes Abby's babysitter Max to vandalize the restaurant in order to get Mike fired and hasten Jane's gaining custody of Abby. The gang breaks in once Mike leaves his shift, but the restaurant's animatronic mascots Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake come alive and slaughter the entire group, including Max, which forces Mike to bring Abby along to his next shift. On the third night, the animatronics come alive and befriend Abby, but are distrustful towards Mike. He discovers that the animatronics are possessed by the ghosts of the missing children, whose leader, a young blonde boy, consistently mentions a yellow rabbit. On the fourth night, Abby is accidentally injured when she, Mike, and Vanessa are bonding with the animatronics. Vanessa learns Mike is attempting to identify Garrett's kidnapper and warns him not to bring Abby to the restaurant again. Mike gets Jane to babysit Abby, much to her frustration, as he goes back to the restaurant during the day and overdoses on sleeping pills. On the 5th night, the children appear in Mike's subsequent dream, an alternate scenario to the incident of Garrett's kidnapping, and tell him that he can stay with Garrett forever in exchange for Abby. Mike initially accepts their proposal, but when he changes his mind, he is attacked by Foxy and wakes up strapped to the torture device. He escapes the device by removing pins that his predecessor had loosened, hastily leaving the restaurant. Meanwhile, a damaged yellow Freddy animatronic possessed by the blonde boy kills Jane and takes Abby back to the restaurant in a taxi. Vanessa finds Mike and treats his injuries. After Mike explains his dream, Vanessa reveals that she is the daughter of William Afton, the serial killer who murdered Garrett and the 5 children by hiding their bodies in the animatronics, and that their souls are under his control. Realizing that the animatronics plan to kill Abby, Mike rushes to the restaurant with the necessary equipment to disable them. Mike disables Freddy and Bonnie and stops Chica from killing Abby, but is attacked by Mr. Cupcake and separated from Abby, who is pursued by Foxy until Vanessa saves her. The animatronics are eventually deactivated, but they are reactivated by the Yellow Rabbit, as he reveals himself to be Steve, whose real identity is William, before knocking Mike unconscious. Abby draws a picture of William murdering the missing children in order to free the animatronics from his influence. Vanessa attempts to stop William from proceeding with his plan, but he stabs her. Before William can finish off Mike, Abby shows her drawing to the animatronics and they turn on him. Mr. Cupcake bites off part of William's suit, triggering its eternal spring locks mechanisms, which fatally wound him. As the animatronics drag him into a back room, Mike and Abby carry a wounded Vanessa out of the collapsing restaurant. She falls into a coma afterward and is taken to the hospital. Mike continues to look after Abby as they resume their normal lives.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Bro. So just getting like straight into it with the story. This was a killer freaking story.
I agree. I know like a lot of people were saying that, if you haven't, played the video games, you can't really go along with it. Or if you haven't read up on the lore, you're going to be very confused. And there are some parts that I could definitely see that. But I feel that even if you have just like barely even any knowledge of Five Nights at Freddy's, I feel you can still have a good time with this story. Like honestly, I feel like all you need to know is that there was a Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant back in the 1980s called Freddy Fazbear's. It closed down because missing children that they never found there, and here we are now in present day.
Yeah, dude, I think even going in like completely blind, like it's super easy to follow.
It is. I don't know why freaking people were freaking up in arms about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, they go about it in like an interesting way in terms of telling like what had happened before with the kids in the way that it was told in the drawings.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I felt that was really well done. And so it kind of gave me like all the information I felt I needed to follow along with this continuity of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was close to no issues.
Dude, right? Like my favorite complaint that I've seen from people is they hated the whole when they build the fort scene because they're
so
just
dumb. That's such a dumb thing to bitch about.
They're just like, oh yeah, they're supposed to be scary animatronics. They're supposed to be out for blood. I'm thinking, you do remember that they're kids, right? Like they're kids' souls, not only kids' souls, but the kids' bodies that are stuck in those animatronic suits. So excuse the hell out of me when they decide, okay, let's have a scene to where it resembles, or like it just showcases that these are still actual kids that actually, want to play. They want to do make believe. They see another kid that comes into Freddy Fazbear's. Yeah, of course they're going to want to, play with them. Makes complete sense.
Dude, it does. Honestly, that was I think the opposite was my complaint for just like the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise as a whole. I'm like, why are the souls of these kids attacking people?
So the reason why, because throughout the game, you're throughout the games, you're the security guard, and from what I know, the reason why they are trying to kill you is because they take, you're wearing your security vest, and they look at that as, a bad experience, with William Afton, that him killing them. So they look at like the bad part of Freddy Fazbear's. And so whenever they see you in that outfit, it brings them back to when their lives were taken away. And so that's all that they can see. They can only see, they only see, basically they only see William Afton in you. They only see the purple man in you. And so that's why they're out to kill you.
That
I could be wrong. I think I'm like probably like I think I'm getting a little bit of that wrong, but that's just what I'm remembering.
Okay, like whether that's wrong or not, it makes sense for a game.
Yeah,
because you can't obviously have like deeper meaning and like, oh, these are just kids, like, because then it's like, why would they start attacking you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like it gave like it made me feel better about like how these kids were like it made it feel more like kids were in these suits.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And like, yeah, and like the whole, the reason that they are attacking or that they go super hostile is because they are under control from Afton.
Yeah.
Because it made sense that it's like, oh, this wall where they view Springtrap as like their leader, the one that led them into this life and like has been treating them good or whatever. And then when that like that image gets replaced and it's like, oh yeah, now I remember, like that's the drawings are the power. Like that was brilliant.
Agreed.
Like I freaking loved that scene. Like when she's just drawing the picture, I'm like, probably could have finished the picture. Like I don't think you needed to quite do as much coloring in as you did, but like you made it work.
Yeah. I think you made your point, Abby.
Yeah. So I loved it. I love the reasoning behind everything. And that was I think my biggest pro.
No, I agree. I feel, and maybe it's I feel my con if I had one, and I feel it kind of goes away with the second viewing, but I think I should still mention it's the character of Vanessa, and just her being like so obsessed about making sure that Mike does his job properly, that Freddy Fazbear's is his top priority when he's there. No more sleeping on the job, which I get. She's an officer, it's on her rounds, but just it sometimes seemed that she was getting a little too what's the word, invested in Freddy's, and so you I don't know, maybe it was just me, like there were like some scenes I'm just like, oh, okay, like this is kind of a little weird. Do you have like a pass with this place or something? And towards the end you do find out that she does, that William Afton is her father. She grew up in this place, so it makes sense, but just like up until that point, like sometimes the character of Vanessa was just like a little bit like too much for me when it came to her love for Freddy Fazbear's.
I'll say this: I didn't see the whole her being William Afton's daughter twist coming at all.
Oh, I didn't either.
I thought her obsession with Freddy's was because I thought it was like maybe it was either Freddy or like one of the kids that was taken was like a sibling of hers.
Okay, that would make sense. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, like the way that she was staring at the picture where it's like Springtrap holding the hands of all the kids. Like I thought it seemed to almost like pan over to like the girl. So I was thinking, oh, maybe that's her sister. Maybe Chica is her sister, and that's why she's like, you're doing your job to like protect these animatronics. So that was my reasoning behind it, why she was so nuts about it. I'm like, okay, so maybe one of these characters is her sister, and she figured that out, and now she's like pushing for like the night guard to protect her sister, or what is now her sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's how I reasoned her obsession.
No, that's a good way to look at it. I like that.
Yeah, like I actually with my second viewing, I like now that I knew that twist, I was like, now your obsession doesn't seem as valid.
I like how we're complete opposites with that. That's funny.
Yeah, because it's like I say, if one of the animatronics was her sister, then yes, it's like, yeah, I'm protecting my sister's soul. With this, she's like, no, I know my dad's a piece of shit and does horrible things. Why are you here then?
Yeah.
Are you like actively helping him? Like what are you doing?
Like, especially the scene where she first introduces him to the animatronics, and she's like, you want to dance? Things go haywire, and she's like, maybe some other time. But I think that would have made, with your idea, that would have made more sense, because, you could totally see her, like going up right next to Chica and, dancing with her. That would have been like a really sweet moment. But no.
Yeah. The animatronics that was just a head with teeth, was that a pet reincarnated? Because he was trying to bite people. I'm having a hard time believing he was a child. I had the same question. So I think they're talking about Cupcake.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had the same freaking question about Cupcake.
Yeah. So if you are talking about Cupcake, and I just found this out like a couple days ago. So the girl that died, that embodied Chica, when William Afton killed her, her dog was with her. And her dog was very protective, yada, yada, yada. But her dog was killed, just like her in the same way. So because I don't know exactly how this would work, because William Afton didn't stuff the dog into a freaking Cupcake.
I was gonna say that would be a tiny ass little dog.
Yeah. So I forget the girl's name, but her soul is in Chica, and her dog's soul is in Cupcake. And so that's why Cupcake is out for so much freaking blood in this movie, because
Cupcake was a freaking boss.
Yeah. Yeah, Cupcake was freaking insane. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I freaking love Cupcake, though.
Oh, yeah, Cupcake is freaking great.
Gosh. Yeah.
What's funny is Cupcake was actually my first Five Nights at Freddy's Funko Pop.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Just
cool.
remembering that. It's kind of funny because, it was the only way you could get Cupcake was at Target, because it was a Target exclusive. So I'm like, oh, you know what? That kind of was cool. Why not? And I think I have a couple. I don't know where they are, but I know I have a couple.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. So, yeah, knowing that makes so much more sense, because I was trying to figure out, like, okay, so who in the hell is in Cupcake? Because when they said, like, oh yeah, it's not just their souls that are in these animals, it's their bodies, I'm like, okay, who in the hell is in freaking Cupcake then?
Yeah.
That doesn't track whatsoever. But yeah, like so now that I have that bit of information, I'm like, okay, like I dig it.
Yeah.
I wish that they did the kid who is supposed to be Chica. Yeah, so the kid who was supposed to be Chica didn't have a dog with her or anything, right?
No, not that.
Okay, I wish that they would have.
Yeah, or at least have like a dog drawn by her on like the drawings on the wall. Maybe like something like that to like try to lead into that. But
yeah. All right, what are your theories on what happened to Garrett? Oh, great question. We know he is dead. The father said killed him? Do you think he was the failed animatronic on the floor with the faulty latches? So like the dog one, or no, that was the I don't even have a name, like the cheeks.
I forget which, because remember how I told you that that's supposed to be Baby? It's actually not. It's a different animatronic.
Okay.
Someone pointed that out. I forget which animatronic it's supposed to be.
Okay. So I don't think. So what's that dog one though?
I don't, because that's the one that like when you see that like group shot of like all the of like all those freaking people that tried to like F up his job.
Oh yeah.
Is it the suits in that scene, right?
The dog suit?
Yeah. Isn't it in? Okay.
And that, so that's the one Max was in.
That's the one that Max was in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah. So okay, so answering this question, what do you think? What's up with Garrett?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to answer this question without like really knowing more about the lore. I mean, I know they're like changing some things to adapt it into, film, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What about you?
Okay. I have a feeling that he is either a different animatronic at like a different facility. Like he's either the Freddy or one of like I think he's a different animatronic at a different facility, or he is still alive and running, like kind of being like the spring trap of a different location.
Oh, okay.
Those are my two theories.
This is a stupid theory. I'm gonna call it. He's Balloon Boy.
He's Balloon Boy? Dude.
I'm calling it. Garrett's Balloon Boy.
That would be fantastic.
That would be so good.
He's freaking Balloon Boy. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
dude, I would love that.
Right? That would be amazing.
Oh man. But
that's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, great one. I don't know. I have a feeling Garrett's going to come into play in some way, shape, or form in a future installment.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say the same thing with like some of the other animatronics, but yeah, like I think they're going to try bringing everyone into this.
So have you ever have you read up on how like the mannerisms that each animatronic has that leads to how they died by William Afton? Have you ever seen anything like that?
I have not.
So, and I don't know if it's not shown that well in the movies, maybe as the movies go on, but I think in the games it definitely is. So Freddy, his child was hiding when he was killed. And so that's why in the games you don't really see Freddy a lot. You see the other three more than Freddy. That's why it's because he's hiding a lot of the time. You don't really see a lot in the freaking movie. Might see it in future installments. Chica, the child that inhabits her, she was killed while she was screaming, and so that's why the like famous like the that comes from Chica from the games.
Okay. Creepy.
And then, right. And then Foxy was killed while he was running. And so that's why Foxy's always the one that like usually is the one to come out. I mean, especially in the movies, in the movie, is the one to come after you, and sing the freaking like dum 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 shit. I can't get that out of my freaking head. I just want to point that out. His freaking Foxy scat, whatever the hell it's called, his jingle that he sings. And then Bonnie, so the kid that inhabits Bonnie, he actually put up a freaking fight when it came to being killed by William Afton. And so, I mean, it's not that clear in the movies, but he is the most aggressive when it comes to the animatronics.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really freaking cool. I freaking love shit like that. And so that's how, and you kind of see that a little. Wasn't it Foxy that was like running towards the door, or was that Bonnie? Like at the first guy?
No, that was Foxy.
That was Foxy.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of followed that a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems.
Like I feel like I think the Bonnie like being aggressive one I can lead to the fact that I know Freddy bit that one girl in half, but the fact that Bonnie had that one guy all alone in that room, and you just see him like slather just blood from his hand all over that door. So I'm assuming that Bonnie had a freaking heyday with him and didn't hold anything back.
Yeah, that's cool. I love like those little details that they throw in, especially
right?
like in a video game.
Yeah,
1, 2. Gosh, so where are you sitting with story then?
I don't I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, like it's not like the video games, like he's not just
it doesn't have
sitting
to be like the video game.
No, it's pissed me off so much. People are just like, oh, he's not just sitting at the screens, watching them like in the games. It doesn't really feel like it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, hey,
that doesn't make for an interesting freaking movie.
Do you know
like,
how boring as hell that would be?
Yeah, I mean, that's more that's short film energy,
right? And it was still Five Nights at Freddy's, and you still saw clear freaking security cam footage. Hell, my favorite freaking security cam footage is when the freaking the group is attacking Freddy, the place, and you get the one shot of Chica and Bonnie looking at each other, and then they look at the camera, and you see Chica just lowering Cupcake into the vent. And I was like, that's freaking cool. Love that shit.
That's some good shit.
Right? So freaking good. What they were able to pull off, with Mike, him, wanting to take care of his sister, dealing with his evil ass aunt. I feel that works really good. Everything, of course, with William Afton was great. I wish that we could have gotten more. I understand why he's in it for so little. It makes complete sense. And everything that they did with the story for not only Freddy Fazbear's, but Chica, Bonnie, Freddy, and Foxy was fantastic. So I would say story, I'm probably I'm going to go an 86.
That is actually around where I was at. I was sitting at an 87.
Oh, whoa, you're higher than me. That's awesome.
I mean, barely.
But still,
I love this story and what they did with it to adapt it to film.
Yeah, they did a great job. This is the year. Don't get me wrong. I know like the 2 Sonic movies were great, but this is the year to me of the best video game adaptations. First Mario, and now Five Nights at Freddy's. This is freaking awesome,
dude. They're killing it now.
Yeah, they really are.
But yeah. All right, moving on over to writing. So here's something I want to address. Like, same thing with him. So the security guard in the beginning was strapped to the same chair Mike was. Mike got out. The security guard didn't. Are we to believe that is how someone is turned into an animatronic, or was that just another way to kill someone?
I think it's how they're turned into an animatronic, because I think that they, I think I saw somewhere that's the movie's version of like stuffing someone into a suit, because I guess that's what they call it in the games. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I know jack shit about the video games.
Well, it was a Freddy head.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
True. Yeah, it was a Freddy head.
I personally think that that's just another way to kill someone, because it did because what it did, like all of the animatronics, they have those spring traps in them.
Spring locks.
And then, so that's how, spring locks, sorry. But they have the spring locks, and the spring locks are how like it holds a body in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how when you're in this, I think it's when you're in the spring locks that's how your soul gets tied to the animatronic. But I think the head was just something to jack someone up, because you saw like the security guard, his face was just freaking jacked.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it was just the security guard was jacked. I think that just jacked up his face. Like, I think that's how it was, just a method in killing him. And then they stuffed him into a suit to like hide his body or whatever. I don't think that's like, because you never see him come to life, and you see like the heads come off. So that's my best guess, that it's just that was their method of killing someone. I think it was more, if you're stuffed into the suit with like the spring locks and everything, that's when your soul can take over. Maybe these suits come to life in like a future installment, but I think it was just a method on how to kill someone.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so the security, like, it kind of explained it a lot better than it did in the movie, with the security guard being strapped to the same, like him and Mike being strapped to the same chair, but Mike was able to get out, and them explaining, oh yeah, because the other security guard loosened it, like Mike was able to escape. I'm like, that makes a lot more sense than what I thought happened.
That does.
Yeah, so great question. That was something that definitely came up and bothered me. But the writing on here, I'm gonna say the writing wasn't as strong.
That's fair. I still feel it was pretty good. But I definitely agree that it's definitely not as strong as the story, unfortunately. Like there were just some lines that you're just like, okay, that seems really out of place, or just like freaking random. I'm gonna bring up the whole line from Vanessa, hey, you want to dance? So, maybe some other time when the animatronics malfunction.
Seriously?
I felt so like, are you just like reliving your inner child here, or like what's going on? Like, and when she's just like, oh, isn't this like the greatest thing you've ever seen? And I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm like, okay, I mean, they're cool, but I'm not going to say that these animatronics are the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Dude, Vanessa was weird.
A little bit. She got better towards the end, but yeah,
a little bit. Like, it was her extra shit that was like that got on my nerves.
Yeah. Like, especially like after they build the fort and everything, all of a sudden she's just like after they finish the night there, all of a sudden she's like, if you ever bring oh shit, what was his sister's name? Abby. Yeah, if you ever bring Abby back here, I will kill you, or I will shoot you. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, okay. I know. I'm like, hey, aren't you a cop?
Yeah. Let's calm down.
Yeah, that was pre Afton daughter reveal, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like, okay, what was plan A then?
Yeah,
like,
right.
If we didn't know that, it's like, so you're just gonna murder someone and hope you get away with it? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, that's freaking jacked up. Vanessa has some issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, she I will say, so I had like I said, had issues with her writing. Josh has kind of got a little bit repetitive too. Actually, the ant. I don't think we needed the ant.
We did. Yeah, they just basically wanted to have a villain in the movie, and so they're just like, you know what? Let's put a crazy ass ant in here that wants to take custody away from from Josh Hutcherson's character Mike. And there we go. We got our villain.
Yeah, that whole conflict was bullshit.
It really was.
Like, all you needed to do was have someone like just legitimately break into Freddy's if you wanted to do all that crazy stuff. That's all that the ant freaking set up, is that team of like hoodlums going in and busting up the place, which you didn't need. You could have just had some random ass thugs breaking into Freddy's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like it didn't need to be that, because like everything after that scene, like it led to nothing. It just created like a minor conflict between Mike and Abby, and then it was like resolved within the next scene, and then she just gets bushwhacked by Gold Freddy and moved on.
Yep.
So I'm like,
the way that freaking the kid brushes it over too.
She's sleeping. Uh-huh.
Sure. Okay.
Sure, bud.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
I will say that the only writing that I felt like really bumped my score up was anything said by Matthew Lillard.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Dude,
sorry, go ahead.
No, what scene are you talking about?
Like, when he's talking to Mike about, the security gig, and he's like, I don't understand like what you really want me to do for you, Mike. And he pauses for a minute and just looks at him closely, and then he like closes it. He's like, oh, so you want some coffee? And you don't realize until either at the end or when you watch it the second time, you're just like, he recognizes his last name. He knows it's Garrett's brother. Is freaking love that shit,
dude. I knew something was up, but I had no freaking clue what. Like, I thought maybe like, oh shit, like, does he recognize like the name of one of the kids? Does he know about Freddy's and like the whole situation at Freddy's? Because like everyone said like, oh, he's the purple man.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so does he know about Freddy's, and he like recognizes, or he knows that one of the kids is like, I thought one of the kids was going to be like, I thought Freddy was going to be like Garrett. But obviously that didn't end up being the case. But
yeah.
Is there some other like big bad animatronic that you know of other than like Springtrap?
Not that I know of. I only know of Springtrap.
I was gonna say, like it's weird that like that blonde kid was Golden Freddy and also normal Freddy, I'm assuming.
No, the blonde kid was golden. Was just strictly Golden Freddy. There was another kid that was Freddy. He was the one that was always wearing that. He was the shorter kid that was wearing the hat in the flashbacks.
Okay, so we had a Golden Freddy, we had a normal Freddy, and then the three other kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I personally would have made like Garrett Freddy. But
that's fair.
Whatever. But writing, I mean, the kids and their whole backstories, or what little story that we got from them, was good. But yeah, like I said, Matthew Lillard is what freaking, his delivery killed it. Dude, I freaking laughed like my ass off when he's just like, yeah, I mean, so the pay's not good, but the hours are worse.
The delivery is just amazing. Yeah, he's just like, how's the pay? Not great, but the hours are worse.
Dude, I love that those TikToks are showing up on my feed.
Dude, my favorite TikToks from that are it has Shaggy's head over Springtrap, and it's just like, are you challenging me? You're in trouble. freaking it's so freaking stupid, but it's so funny.
Oh my gosh, dude! I love how like each of the like someone's been like sharing an edit of Matthew Lillard's characters, like Shaggy, what's his face from Scream,
Stu.
Yeah, and in this, how in each of them he's always like saying like I'll be right back, and then he like does the same thing like I'll be right back, and then in Freddy like I always come back, or
and like the freaking knife swipe, definitely from Scream. That was great.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm sitting a little bit below on writing. Personally, I think I'm sitting around maybe an 83.
I think I'm just gonna go a point higher than you at 84.
Fair. Totally fair. All right, moving on over to acting. Very excited to discuss this. A smaller cast. But yeah, so first up we got Josh Hutcherson, who played Mike Schmidt. We have Elizabeth Lail, who played Vanessa Shelley. I would have sworn up and down that her last name was going to be Afton.
Maybe she changed it after everything. That's what I would assume.
It's like, or plot twist, she was married.
I didn't even think of that.
Like, how weird would that be?
Yeah.
Next we got Matthew Lillard, who played Steve Raglan, also known as William Afton. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is Piper Rubio, who played Abby Schmidt.
Yeah,
this
really
one, I don't think the top three is going to be that hard.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, what are you? How are you ranking these?
Mine might be a little different than yours, actually. Because number 3, I would give to Elizabeth Lail, who played Vanessa. Despite what the problems I have with her character, I feel as a performance, I think she actually did a very good job. And especially, at the end when, it's revealed that she's William Afton's daughter, that was insane. But I feel one scene that sticks out to me with her, and I feel it's a very good emotional scene with her. And it's when she's explaining everything that's happened at Freddy's, and the way she says it's not just the kids' souls that are in those animatronics, it's their bodies. And her delivery is like it's so soul crushing the way that she says it, and I love it so much. And so like that's just a huge standout for me when it comes to her acting.
Yeah, dude, she's never done like a poor job in any of like these films that I've seen her in.
Yeah, like me and Caleb were talking about this after we saw the movie together. The one movie that we've seen her that I remember that she was also in was Countdown, which that movie absolutely freaking sucked, but she was one of the highlights.
She was absolutely one of the highlights
because her performance was actually good with what she had to work with. So yeah.
Let's see. Are you okay with the PG-13 rating? The scenes of violence didn't show much blood, like the Vanessa stabbing with a large kitchen knife, so I guess I'm okay with it. I personally would have liked to see an R-rated.
I actually am perfectly fine with the PG-13. I feel I don't need an R. Yeah, I don't feel I need an R-rated cut. Like they were able to show how the only one that I feel that you needed to show that was very aggressive was Cupcake, and they definitely did that with as much as they could. But just like I actually liked how they showed like the deaths in the shadows. Like when Freddy bites the one girl in half, you only see the silhouette of that. Bonnie's killing that one guy in the room. You only see the blood streak on the door. When Chica kills that one, when Cupcake kills that one guy, you only see his like feet kicking, but later on you actually do see his mutilated face, which I was like, God damn, like they actually got away with that with PG-13. Because insane.
I think it was covered enough, and it wasn't like absolute mutilation either. It looked like
fair.
just like a slice was like off of his cheek.
That's fair.
But yeah, I personally, I will say, like, I would have liked an R-rated, but with what they were able to pull off, and they did one of my favorite things that horror movies do, and it's not directly show you the gore, like you said. It's like with Bonnie and like being in that closet, and then all you see is like the bloody hand or whatever. That made me that fills me with a lot more terror, because it's like it leaves you open to interpret what's happening behind that door. And what I create in my mind is way more intense than I feel anything that they could have put on screen.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing with like other violence and stuff. And I mean, there was still blood in this, but it wasn't like excessive. And I feel like that's another mistake horror movies make, is excessive blood.
Yes.
So this felt a little bit more grounded and realistic.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, even though I would have preferred an R rating, I am very much okay with the PG-13.
What else I was gonna say?
Yeah. So who's your number two?
Number two, I'm gonna actually get a Matthew Lillard. I don't get me wrong. I thought he was great. No. Don't get me wrong. I loved him. He was great. Stole every scene that he was in. But I just wish that he was in it more. Like, it sucked that he was only at the beginning and then at the end. I get why, the character that he's playing, completely get it. But I wanted more from him. And I feel that Josh Hutcherson actually stole the show for me. He is one of the most underrated actors, in my opinion. He was absolutely fantastic as Mike. He did really good with his emotional scenes. I feel he was a really good leading man in this movie. I thought he did a great performance. His connection with what's her name that played Abby, Piper Rubio. I thought they had a really good connection. Honestly, felt that they really were siblings. I thought he did a great job. His interactions with Vanessa were great. So I'm giving Josh Hutcherson number one.
Dude, I came in here ready to freaking give Matthew Lillard number one, but I think you justified your way. I'm agreeing with your top three.
Let's go.
I absolutely agree with you on Josh Hutcherson being a very underrated actor.
Right.
People, I feel, only like judge his work off of Hunger Games, which is his acting was not great in Hunger Games.
I mean, neither was
freaking Jennifer Lawrence. Like, that does not show off her acting ability whatsoever.
No, it does not.
But there's movies like this. Like, there's a bunch of other movies that I've seen him in that he freaking like blows me away.
Yeah. Dude, I know this was when he was a kid, but like his performance in Bridge to Terabithia, freaking still, like, to this day, when he finally breaks down after Leslie's death, still makes me bawl my eyes out to this day.
Oh my gosh, dude. No freaking joke. Oh
so freaking good.
Yeah, like that's the movie that I think of when I think Josh Hutcherson.
Right? God, I love that movie.
Yeah. Let's see. In Night at the Museum, we see the Ben Stiller character finally accepting his role as the caretaker of the museum pieces coming to life at night. Do you see Mike doing the same thing in a part 2, or will we see him fighting for his life and destroying the animatronics? Ooh,
that's a good question. Because someone pointed out like a great scene where with Josh Hutcherson's facial expression, that at the end when Abby asks like, "Oh, can we see my friends again? They're they're all alone. No one takes care of them. And he gives her a look just like, are you freaking kidding me?
The look of absolutely the hell not.
So I don't know. I feel that might be up in the air. After he saw that it was Afton controlling them, it wasn't them out for it wasn't after he sees that they have nothing against him. I think that it would be like in the second one, him coming to accept them. I don't think that he'd be out for blood to destroy them in the sequel, at least in my opinion. One his sister would kill him.
Yeah, so what I see happening is maybe him realizing that one of his, like, the animatronics are, I don't even know if they could like possibly do this. It's just the way that maybe he like takes a moment and realizes, oh, maybe Garrett's soul could be trapped in this, and maybe he goes out to like free the souls of these kids, but then it's like turning into a fight for his life because he's freeing them and they don't want to like be free or move on.
Okay, I like that.
Like I could see that being like a big conflict.
Yeah.
So I mean that's my best guess. I don't see him accepting them like Ben Stiller's character did. I don't think he's going to be like, oh, you. They come to life at night. I think he's very hesitant, and I think it's just going to be him like thinking, oh, is Garrett, like, I think he's going to go and track down the other franchises to see if Garrett's locked in any of them.
All right.
And maybe the animatronics get mad at him for trying to like free them, or maybe maybe he like frees one, so maybe he goes to like another location and frees that location's Bonnie, and then all the other animatronics view it like, oh, he killed Bonnie.
Oh, okay.
And then it's
interesting.
Then they go on the attack.
Yeah.
And then it's like obviously he has to sit and like, no, wait, and they're just not having it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I could see that being the case, and then it turned like I like I said, I don't see him accepting his role as the caretaker, but I also don't feel like he's going to go destroy them either.
Yeah. Another good question.
Yeah. Yeah, you're freaking hitting us with some like heavy hitters. I freaking love it.
Yeah, I do too.
But get back into acting. Like, where are you sitting with that?
Like, I feel that like the supporting cast is decent, but some did bring it down a little bit for me. But the like three main people that I enjoyed, like for the most part, I feel that they brought it up decently. I'd probably say I'm at an 83.
I'm actually going to be sitting at a solid 85 with this one.
Okay.
All right, moving on over to Logic, which is usually character development, but this being a horror movie, we're following the logic that the movie sets in place. So obviously there's a mystical element here. We're not going to be holding this film to real world logic.
Yeah.
So it is very much in place of what the like I said, what the film sets up. And for the most part, I feel they set it up, or they follow their own rules really well.
I agree. Like they the way that they explain how the animatronics are able to move by themselves makes complete sense. I especially love that they went into good detail about the spring lock suits and what causes them to malfunction, and that leads to once Cupcake exposes the the contraption, that's how Afton basically begins his process of becoming Springtrap, which is so freaking great. The logic was really, really good here. I really don't have any problems with it. They did a great job.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I might have issue with is maybe like the dream sequences.
Okay.
And how he's able to communicate like with, I mean, I know that it's kind of like there's a mystical element there. And so, like I said, I can forgive it a little bit, but it's the, I'll say that like the real world stuff too. Like when he was trying to chase down the Foxy kid and he turns around and like scrapes up his arm and then he has that cut in real life, but Foxy's like nowhere to be around. It's just like, that's like one of those things that I'm like, like I dug it, but it's just, it just brought it down just a hair for me.
That's fair.
Overall though, I do, like I said, I do feel like they keep very much in line with the with like the characters. I do feel like they could have explained Golden Freddy a bit better.
Yeah, Golden Freddy's definitely brushed over.
Yeah, one. I thought for like the longest time that Golden Freddy was the blonde kid. Like no. I thought Freddy was the blonde kid.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, Golden Freddy's the blonde kid.
I know. I thought that kid was Freddy. I didn't realize that he was someone else.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna dock for those issues. Another issue is him, like, is Mike coming to sneak out of the vents? How in the hell did Bonnie not freaking like snitch?
Dude, that's the thing. Bonnie was trying to.
Was he really?
Oh yeah. Bonnie is like literally trying to wow. Bonnie is literally giving Freddy every sign to look over. Like literally, he keeps like he looks at Freddy, looks over at where Mike is. Like the not hand gesturing, but like his movements are like. I don't know how Freddy didn't notice, but yeah, Bonnie was definitely trying to let Freddy know that he's right there, dude.
So why the hell didn't Bonnie just like walk over and be like, "Hey, down here, fool"? Like,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna dock for that.
I'm going to assume that it's probably. I'm just going to guess because it's still kids in these that he's the kid was just.
They go back to singing.
Yeah, that's.
And then
true.
he's like able to go grab some water, dump it, and then they're just like, "What?" Like, I'm like, you freaking dumbasses. Yeah, the second rewatch, I noticed that I was just like that's dumb.
If you watch it again, look at Bonnie's facial expressions. You can definitely tell he's trying to warn Freddy, but he just will not look over there.
Freddy was in the freaking zone.
The freaking memes that I've seen from that scene are freaking hilarious. The best one is me telling my best friend, "Okay, don't make it obvious, but there's a really cute girl right behind you," and it does the Freddy like moving so fast and looking over at my.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna put this around 82.
I think I'm a little higher than you at 85.
Fair enough. All right, next up.
But you know what, actually? No, I'm sorry. 84. Sorry.
84? Okay. Yeah, so next up we got effects.
Bro. I don't want to
cannot beat practical.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna let me, but like me, I'm at 100 for these, or at least I don't think you're gonna be that high. But for how that they were able to not only make these look so like so. These are perfectly from. Oh my god, I can't talk for how great these are. These are the greatest, like from video game to real life adaptations I've ever seen when it comes to like almost anything. Um, the Jim Henson Company did such an incredible job on these, and the way that they were able to still make them move is just absolutely incredible. And I freaking like turned to you, and I was in like freaking awe when we first see them moving on the big screen. It was freaking insane. And I still can't get over how freaking amazing they look. So personally, like I gotta be at 100 for how these animatronics looked. They were amazing.
Okay, I absolutely agree with you, but and this is spoiler alert for costumes, I'm giving my 100 to costumes. The effects, on the other hand, the only issue that I had in terms of effects were a lot of maybe some of the blood. I think that like I think some of that stuff, like obviously there was a lot of violence and stuff that we didn't get to see. No issues with that. Like, but I think with the stuff that we did, like I feel like the dude, like that one security guard, the one that got caught in the mask, I feel like his face should have been a bit more torn up than it was. It just looked like he got like some scratches on his face.
Yeah, dude, for how many freaking you saw some freaking saw blades on that.
Yeah, it freaking looked like gears and shit. Like his face should have been like
absolutely mutilated,
jacked up. Like I understand not wanting to go like full blown mutilation because PG-13.
Yeah, but at least a little more than what we got.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe his head should have been a little bit more like squished.
Yeah, shit, you got a point. I kind of forgot about like how they're designed. That goes more into costumes. My bad, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but practical, no issues. So I'm still fairly high. I'm not sitting at 100, but I'm definitely up at like 97.
I'm not either anymore. So yeah, I'm at 98 because I forgot about that. Sorry.
All right, next up we got music.
Okay, so there are two songs that in this one that are bangers: the beginning and the ending song. The beginning, the score that is playing when they're showcasing in a pixelated game how each kid was taken by William Afton, which was so freaking cool. Throughout the history of Freddy Fazbear's, you're seeing all the drawings on the wall, just all the shit while this amazing score is playing is just freaking amazing. It's such an amazing intro. Just telling you basically the backstory of Five Nights at Freddy's, and then showcases the title card, and it's so freaking good. And then of course, I can't believe that they actually did it, but they put the Living Tombstones Five Nights at Freddy's song at the end credits, and it was absolutely amazing. It's everything that I wanted, and all I'm saying is, they better have with the sequel, they better do Join Us for a Bite or Below the Surface when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's songs for that one. I'm just saying you gotta throw in another banger at the end credits for the next one. But those two just absolutely stood out to me so much and definitely boosted up my score when it comes to music. The stuff in between, it's all right. It's not bad. Like it's good for a horror movie, but just I'm not remembering a lot of it.
Yeah. I'm personally like I agree with you. Like this soundtrack had some bangers with it. And I'm not super familiar with like the Five Nights at Freddy's typical soundtrack within the video game. But I mean even those songs were pretty good. So I'm sitting at like an 8.
Dude, I can totally give you that. I thought you were going to be at like 7.
I was thinking about it, but I think it was my second rewatch because that was like there were some things that I went into my second rewatch to get a better grasp on, and that was one of them.
Okay,
but I think the opening score set the tone for the film and did such a great job. So yeah, I think it is very well deserving of an 8.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. And then getting into costumes, like I said, spoiler alert, I was 10 out of 10.
And yeah, I'm going to follow suit. 10 out of 10. Like I said, in effects, which I should have saved for costumes, you can't do any better than this. This is perfection when it comes to adapting how a character looks in a video game to a movie. The costumes were just absolutely amazing on these animatronics. Jim Henson Company, once again, blew me the frick away. They always do. Like, I never think that they're going to be able to outdo themselves, but here we are. They did it. Just, I can't get over how amazing these looked. Just absolutely incredible.
Dude, I feel like practical. You cannot beat practical effects or
Agreed.
practical costumes. It just doesn't have the same impact of, like, one, on us as an audience, and two, I feel like the actors give a better performance.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like,
when there's something physically there, yeah, it's a lot easier to act.
You buy the performance, like, way better. Like when Josh, like when he was getting, like, chased by Foxy and he was, like, up against that door and, like, screaming, like, that felt like genuine terror.
Excuse me. I agree. No, absolutely.
Yeah, and I've been getting so many TikToks of the behind the scenes on this movie, and I watch every single one.
Dude, same. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, but I mean, these characters at this point, they're freaking iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I can't name a single person that doesn't recognize Freddy Fazbear.
Like, don't get me wrong, I grew up on Chuck E. Cheese, but I never remembered any of the other animatronics other than Chuck E. Cheese, that Mr. Chuck himself. That's the only one that I ever remembered. Five Nights at Freddy's, oh yeah, they're all stuck in my head. Like, you'll always remember Foxy, you always remember Bonnie, Chica, and of course Freddy. Springtrap, you'll always remember these characters. But freaking, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, I couldn't even tell you the other freaking animatronic characters.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen the freaking haunted house that they did for Five Nights for the premiere?
No.
Holy shit. You had to sign a waiver because this is one that they could touch you.
Oh, hell no.
And dude, they had a freaking a room that was nothing but ball pit, and there was I think it was Chica was, like, in the ball pit. Like, there was a Chica standing, and so you had to, like, kind of, like, push your way through the balls, and that one didn't end up doing anything. But then there was a Bonnie that came, like, out of the freaking ball pit, and, like, there was some, like, influencers going through it, so they had cameras and shit, so they were, like, screaming like little girls and, like, oh my god, like, getting out. And one of them, like, was trying to, like, get out, but the Bonnie, like, grabbed him by the legs and pulled him back into the ball pit. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, F that.
Immediately shitting my pants.
Oh yeah. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, and then the rest of it was, like, basically the same thing. They were getting chased by, like, the characters, but it wasn't just like, oh, they had Chica in this room and Freddy in this room and then Bonnie in this room. They had, like, a different combination of everyone in different rooms. So, like, you'd see Freddy in one room and then he'd be, like, across the room in the next one that you'd go to. And so it felt like they were, like, teleporting.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, next time I see one about that haunted house, I'll send it to you, because it freaking scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, you can go straight to hell.
Yeah, Agreed. F that.
Oh, but yeah, dude, those are like some costumes, like you know how like they go into like in a vault and then they like pull them out and whatever, and then you see how they've aged.
Mm-hmm.
Like like how the freaking Ninja Turtle, like the original Ninja Turtles, are freaking nightmare fuel now. I can't wait to see how these age.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super pumped. They showed 3 trailers before Five Nights. They were all Blumhouse, Imaginary, Night Swim, and Thanksgiving. I don't think we got Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did we get Imaginary? The only one I remember was Night Swim.
I don't remember Imaginary. Let me look that up.
But definitely looking forward to Thanksgiving. That freaking Thanksgiving horror movie. Sign me up.
A woman returns to her childhood home to discover that the imaginary friend she left behind is very real and unhappy that she abandoned him. I do not remember seeing that one.
Neither do I, but I'm intrigued by the concept.
I am very intrigued by that concept.
I'm in on that one too. I'm in on all 3. Because Night Swim actually looks like a lot of fun.
Night Swim looks like a freaking blast. Like it definitely feels like I'm probably gonna like crap myself a little with that one. But yeah. But no, so to answer your question, no, we did not get Imaginary or Thanksgiving, surprisingly, because in the theater that we went to, because I took a trip to Utah and was there last week, so we got to see this movie together in theaters. They had posters and stuff for Thanksgiving, but there wasn't any trailer about it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Unless we missed it, but we got there before the trailer started, right?
Yeah, from what I remember.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that is one that we're wanting to check out and see.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, last up we got personal scores.
All right, who do you want to take this one first?
I want to hear yours last.
Okay.
Okay, so I am too much of a coward to even attempt to play any of these games. But I love the lore behind Five Nights at Freddy's. And so getting to see this come to life in such a fresh way, it's like, one, it's in through a story process that I've never seen before, in terms of like with what little research I have done on Five Nights. It's a new story, new origins for these characters, and it was done so well. And seeing these kills, like, even though, like I said, I would have preferred a rated R, but even though it was PG-13, and they were still able to keep it scary. There was like a short bit in between when they were building the fort that it wasn't, but that scene was just so much fun. Like, I didn't care. And it just like, it gave a new light to these characters that I really appreciated. And overall, this may be one of my favorite video game adaptations, period. Like, I love this film and everything that it was, and I cannot wait to see more in the future. So I am going to be given this, I think I'm going to give it a 91.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved it that much.
Okay. Wow, I did not expect that high. I love it. Yeah, honestly, with everything that Caleb said, I've only played one of the video games, and I couldn't even get through it all because Bonnie literally almost made me throw my laptop at my TV. So maybe that's why Bonnie's my favorite, because he scared the ever-living shit out of me. He was the first animatronic to do so. So maybe that's why Bonnie's my go-to. But yeah, anyway, yeah, agree with Caleb. Love the lore when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's. It is so well thought out. It is so good. And just, yeah, This was such a great video game adaptation, and the fact that we got this and the Super Mario Bros. Movie in the same year, both great adaptations of their source material, is a freaking miracle in and of itself, and I'm so happy that it happened. I will say though, I am not as high as Caleb though.
Are you not?
No, I'm a point lower. I'm gonna be at a 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, going through these scores real quick, we are, since that wraps up this breakdown.
Actually,
going through what?
Sorry, you know what? I'm sorry. I got to give it a little higher. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, you're going a point higher than me now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, with that wrapped up, going through these scores, starting off with story, we ended up averaging out to an 86.5. The writing ended up averaging out to an 83.5. The acting score ended up averaging to an 84. The logic for this film ended up sitting at an 83. And then getting into the high points of this film, the effects ended up sitting at a 97.5. The music, we are giving an 8 out of 10. The costumes, we are giving a solid 10 out of 10. And then our personal score ended up averaging out to a 91.5. So with that, the final All Bros letter grade for Five Nights at Freddy's has come out to a
Drum noise.
A B plus.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes me happy.
Dude, and a very strong one at that. So our cutoff for a B plus is 86%.
Okay.
This ended up scoring an 88.87%.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Right? So it was 2% away from scoring in the A minus range.
Damn.
And honestly, I'm very okay with this score.
Yeah, personally, I don't like. I'm sorry, I don't think it belongs in a category. I know that our personal scores were in the 90s, but I feel B plus is. I think that's a perfect grade for it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Let me see if I can freaking find this movie. All right. So, going through the other movies that we have broken down on this podcast. And like I said, this is sitting at an 88.87%, which puts it at a B plus. So every movie that I'm about to list off is also a B plus. So, do we want to go above or below first?
Whichever you think is best.
Okay.
Or which is going to piss more people off?
Good question. All right. So it's interesting because it's in between two horror movies.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, it is sitting below Saw X.
Okay. Wow.
And this I will actually agree with. It is really close, though.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Let's see. It is sitting below The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Sorry, Caleb.
It is below Spider-Man: Far From Home.
All right.
It's below Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
It is also below Knives Out.
I can accept that.
Yeah. And then it is below Ready or Not.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm perfectly happy with that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here's where I'm curious to see how you feel about this. It is sitting above Halloween 2018.
I'm
Dude, freaking tough one, right?
Yeah, as a Halloween fan, I'm sorry, I would put it above, but I can understand why it's ranked above.
It's a 0.2% difference.
I can understand why.
Yeah. Let's see. It is sitting above Top Gun Maverick.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It is above Glass Onion.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Let's see. It's above The Invisible Man.
Okay.
And then let me see if there's another. Oh, it's above The Black Phone.
Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
Interesting,
okay.
right?
That's very interesting.
All right, and then let's see, how many was that? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think I need one more, but it's also above Freaky.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not hating where this is at.
I'm not either. Yeah, I dig it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unless Caleb, you want to say anything else about the final score for Five Nights at Freddy's?
Nope. Other than I'm very happy with where it's at.
Me, I almost said me as well. I as well. Well, if you like what you heard and you want to hear more from us, be sure to be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're literally everywhere. Google, Spotify. Google, Spotify. Oh my God. Sorry. RadioPublic, radio.com, all that jazz. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if that is your preferred listening platform. You can follow us on all of our social media where you can DM us with any episode ideas you have, answer our question of the week, or give us movie suggestions for our mini breakdowns.
Yeah. Just to answer this question real quick, yes. It is above Megan.
Okay.
So
I'm cool with that.
It is a 4% difference, though. So Megan ended up scoring a B, where this movie obviously got a B+. So yeah, it took me a second to find it, but I was like, I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, it's above.
So you can follow us at facebook.com/the Allbros, Twitter, X, whatever, Instagram, and TikTok at the Allbros, or you can email us at the allbroschannel@gmail.com. You can find our website at tinyurl.com/the Allbros, or you can check out our merch store, tpublic.com/the Allbros channel. Next week on the podcast, we'll be breaking down the newest MCU film, The Marvels. So freaking stoked for that. But until then, this has been the All Bros podcast. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we will catch you guys next week. So long.
Deuces. Surprised your voice didn't crack at that.
I know, right?